up debt-free. Advil liquid gels are faster and stronger than Tylenol rapid-release gels. Also from Advil Targeted Relief, the only topical with 4 powerful pain-fighting ingredients that start working on contact and lasts up to 8 hours. I now pronounce you the worst.
Chuck and Billy.
Attack in his home since he was struck 16 times in the head. Joan was hit 3 times.
16 times.
Woo! Nothing was missing from the Porco's home either, which pointed
With the Nate Jabor.
Leads them to believe that maybe this is someone who was angry with someone in the family, that there was something more to this.
Peter and Joan Porco had 2 children. 23-year-old Jonathan was a lieutenant in the U.S. Navy serving on a nuclear submarine hundreds of miles away. 21-year-old Christopher attended the University of Rochester, a 3-hour drive away. Both had alibis for the night of the attack. But why did Joan Porco tell police her son Christopher was responsible?
He was cooperating. He let them take a DNA sample. He let them look at his body to make sure that there weren't marks or signs of a struggle, like bruises.
3 weeks after the attack, Joan Porco regained consciousness.
Everybody was very surprised. It was a miracle. She obviously had a strong will to live, and it was just an amazing job.
And Joan now
With the Nate Jabor.
Christopher had nothing to do with the attack.
She said, "It couldn't have been Christopher. Leave my son alone."
Joan also made a public statement supporting her son.
I am absolutely positive that my son was in no way involved in this heinous crime. I implore the district attorney's office to leave my son alone and to search for Peter's real killer.
And the forensic evidence, or lack of it, corroborated Christopher's story. Investigators found nothing in Christopher's Jeep.
The yellow Jeep was searched for blood and or bloody clothing, any type of blood transfer whatsoever, which would be indicative of the attack. There was no blood located in the vehicle whatsoever.
Police also found no evidence that Christopher had been on the highway.
Stop drinking with the Nate Jabor. Nate Jabor.
Easy pass going through the tolls that night.
Forensic analysts found no fingerprints or blood other than the victims on the axe. Then, police learned that Peter Porco had once received a death threat. It was from a man who lost custody of his children in a case before the New York State Supreme Court. The man had vowed revenge.
The man told him he was going to get a gun, and he was going to come and kill the judge and Peter Porco.
But that man had an alibi for the night of the murder. Then, there was an anonymous letter sent to the local newspaper from someone claiming to be Peter Porco's killer.
Peter Porco was not even a challenge. Once I got inside, I repeatedly hit him in the head and neck with a small axe I brought. I ignored all his pleas, screams. Also, I beat Joan Porco, but unfortunately, she survived.
Damn.
The writer took credit for another local murder and warned he'd kill again.
He'll kill again.
If you ever want to find me, you might want to stop going after easy suspects. Show me some respect I deserve. Catch me if you can.
Police found no fingerprints on the letter, and they needed to find out who wrote it.
Yeah, you probably know these TV moves. Touchdown! But guess what? There's another TV, tardive dyskinesia. It causes uncontrollable movements, constant blinking, finger tapping, mouth and tongue movements. Tardive dyskinesia is caused by certain prescription mental health medications. It's true. So talk to your doctor and visit theothertd.com to learn about TD and treatment options that can help.
Safe like repair, safe like replace.
Ooh, that's rough. At least with Safe Light, you can get that fixed any way you want. Any way I want.
Any way you want, yes, the way you need it, any way you want.
Schedule a chili fix while I get my hair clipped. Yeah, they can fix my glass while we fish for bats. If you want. They can recalibrate my safety features while I sit at home in my comfy pants.
That one doesn't rhyme, but sure.
Get it fixed any way you want at SafeLight.com. Safe like repair, safe like replace.
This is the true story of Alex. Recently promoted, he was earning money, but investing for the future, I definitely needed a plan. With his advisor Dennis, Alex invested his savings into 3 accounts.
One for now, one for later, and of course, he's retired.
A plan in motion put the future in focus. The wedding, the barn dominion, kids, maybe kids. The point here, Alex has more than big goals for his future. He's got a plan to get there.
Still dealing with moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease symptoms despite treatment? Put them in check with Rinvoq. Rinvoq works differently. It's a once daily pill.
When symptoms try to take control, I got rapid relief with Rinvoq. Check.
Rinvoq helped visibly repair my intestinal lining. Check.
I got lasting steroid-free remission with Rinvoq. Check.
Rapid symptom relief. Visible repair of the intestinal lining.
And lasting steroid-free remission. Check, check, and check.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin. Serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occur. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events, infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Put UC and Crohn's in check and keep them there with Rinvoq.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Rinvoq and learn how AbbVie can help you.
Somewhere on a stretch of road in a town you've never heard of, there's a Chevy truck. The person who drives it, well, that's a Chevy person. You probably know one. Your buddy. Your sister. The ones who always show up. They don't need permission to get going. They're the first to rise, the last to leave. They all have that little extra something. And hey, you got it too.
I thought we had a plan for Dad. He was set to go to the senior living community right by my house. Then a friend suggested I talk to a place for Mom. They really opened my eyes. My advisor listened and understood his needs and showed us options that were still nearby, but a better fit for Dad. Now he's in a warm, engaging community with a big group of friends. I know we made a better choice.
That drunk.
Go to aplateformom.com.
That old drunk. He ain't gotta make good choices.
While searching for the person responsible for the brutal axe attack, investigators first tried to uncover the motive.
We don't have axe murderers here. It was just an alarming, tremendously alarming case.
Police learned that Peter Porco had a relative in organized crime who'd been in trouble with the law.
The relative is Frank Porco.
Rizzo.
Frankie the fireman Porco.
Frankie Porco was serving time in federal prison for loan sharking.
But as Heidi's parents, tonight it is our responsibility to look out for all of you. There's not going to be any drinking, no pot, and most importantly, if I catch any boys anywhere near this party, they're going to be in a world of hurt.
Butters.
All right, have a nice time, girls.
So, what do you guys want to do first?
Hey, how's it going?
I brought the new Justin Timberlake CD. We should dance to it. How about we read each other's futures? I know. Let's do light as a feather, stiff as a board. Who wants to go first? I will. Oh, geez. Are we going to start landing out? Light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Thanks for joining the party, everybody.
Jesus, what are they doing in there? God only knows the horrors they got.
Pops, if I could have you and Mom's social security numbers and your New York State driver's license numbers, I need them for paperwork related to financial info for next semester. Hope you're having a good day. Love, Chris.
Then, investigators checked the code numbers used to deactivate the Porco's home security system on the night of the attack. The security system's computer showed that whoever deactivated the alarm and presumably cut the phone lines was someone known by the family.
The alarm had been disarmed at approximately 2 o'clock in the morning. So this was the master code that was used, which was the code the family had, as well as possibly 1 or 2 other people.
So despite Joan Porco's claim that her son Christopher wasn't responsible for the attack, investigators took a fresh look at where he was on the night of the crime. Christopher claimed he was in his dorm room 220 miles away. Investigators obtained security video from the University of Rochester campus and from all the major highways and toll booths in between the Porco's home and the campus. They screened all of it, looking for Christopher's yellow Jeep.
The average person videotapes 18 to 22 times a day. So there's a tremendous amount of media that's available to law enforcement.
At 10:30 p.m., they saw a yellow Jeep leaving the university campus. The security alarm at the Porco's home was deactivated a little more than 3.5 hours later at 2:14 a.m. The Porco's phone line was cut at 4:59 a.m. and the same yellow Jeep returned to the campus 3.5 hours later at 8:30 in the morning. The timeline fit perfectly. But was this Christopher's Jeep?
There are actually more yellow Jeeps than you might imagine. In the state of New York, there are thousands of yellow Jeeps.
Video analyst James Kennedy ran the security camera images through a computer filter. Kennedy found specific details on the Jeep, like mud on the passenger side door. The passenger side window had a torn parking sticker, and there was a political sticker on the back tire cover. Those were compared to photographs of Christopher's Jeep taken by police the day of the murder.
We were able to conclude that it wasn't the fact that the suspects...
Welcome to the party. Smash that like button.
The photographic analysis couldn't identify who was driving. Was it Christopher or someone else?
Oh, I gotta go do this. First and foremost. Oh yeah, I forgot to do this first. Whoopsie.
Credit Karma can help you push through to a better place. With personalized guidance to improve your credit through savings, taxes, and...
All right, final left. Whoops.
Thanks to Credit Karma, proud partner of Team USA.
During my recovery, the only thing I could think about was getting back to playing. Blue skating and coming back on the stage. The music is life. A real comeback deserves a real boost.
The itch and rash of moderate to severe eczema disrupts my skin. Despite treatment, it's still not under control. Now I have Rinvoq, a once-daily pill that reduces the itch and helps clear the rash of eczema fast. Some felt significant itch relief as early as 2 days, and some achieved dramatic skin clearance as early as 2 weeks. Many saw clear or almost.
There we go.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin, serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CB event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events, infection, have B or C, smoked, are pregnant or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Disrupt the itch and rash of eczema. See a head-to-head study of Rinvoq versus another treatment at Rinvoq.com/see the data. Talk to your dermatologist if you're not doing well on your current pill or injection to see if Rinvoq is right for you.
What do you think about T-Mobile home internet only being $35 a month?
We need to take your mind off of this.
Inspire
Check out
Center.
the new man cave.
T-Mobile's got home internet, just $35 a month and guaranteed for 5 years. New Sensodyne Clinical Repair is absolutely amazing. When your teeth are sensitive, they need special care. New Sensodyne Clinical Repair creates a protective shield over those exposed areas that can help repair sensitive areas of teeth after 60 seconds. I recommend Sensodyne Clinical Repair.
In every room, light tells a different story. Morning sun shifts to afternoon glow. Privacy layered with beauty. Warmth welcomes you home. Hunter Douglas. The right shade changes everything.
A smart advertising strategy starts with smart.
I just want people to see my commercial and come to my business. Does it have to be that complicated?
Not really. Spectrum Reach gets you results by putting your ads in front of your customers, wherever they're watching.
Okay, but is that just Spectrum subscribers?
Beyond Spectrum subscribers, we reach most of the people in your market effectively and efficiently. That drives your business without breaking the bank.
That's smart. How do I get started?
Go to SpectrumReach.com.
Did you know your brain has 3 dimensions of memory? Working, short term, and long term. That's why we created Nariva Memory 3D. Unlike ordinary memory supplements, Nariva's revolutionary formula has clinically tested ingredients to support 3 dimensions of memory. Take it from me, an elephant never forgets. When you need to remember, remember Nariva.
Through forensic analysis, investigators now knew that Christopher Porco's Jeep left the University of Rochester 4 hours before the axe attack on his parents.
That sneaky SOB.
And returned to the campus 10 hours later.
It was possible for him to get down to Albany, do what happened at the house, and then make it back up to the campus in the morning.
For him to make it in that time, he would have had to use the New York State Thruway.
But investigators had no proof that Christopher Porco's Jeep was on the thruway that night, or if it was Christopher who was driving.
There were no easy pass records.
Oh man, there she is.
But investigators found
She's been out drinking with the nature boy.
on the floor of his Jeep.
Rings and wings.
They tell me if you take it off the windshield,
Oh man, I gotta do a
get it
crisis
down on the
plan.
floor,
Fuck.
or, put it away somewhere so it won't register.
Was it possible Christopher paid the highway tolls with cash to avoid leaving a trail?
Dollar bills, y'all.
Lanes are surveilled with video cameras.
Investigators asked the toll collectors if they recalled seeing a yellow Jeep that night. One
Just
toll
chilling. How about yourself?
a yellow Jeep driving through right before quitting time around 11 p.m. But she couldn't.
Come on, do we have any
the driver.
When they hand you the ticket,
Generico?
it's got the time on it.
Only a dozen
Ah, yes,
cars
we do.
went through that toll booth around that time. Investigators sent
Perfect.
those 12 toll tickets to the forensic
I like
lab
it.
for testing.
What we were looking for were any kind of skin cells. If your hands are sweaty and you touch a toll ticket, there's a possibility
Yeah,
that
that's what we doing.
sources such as epithelial cells may be transferred onto these toll tickets.
Scientists found skin cells on several tickets. They performed mitochondrial DNA testing on those skin cells and compared those DNA profiles to Christopher Porco's DNA profile. One ticket contained Christopher Porco's DNA. Prosecutors believe the motive was money. Investigators found evidence that Christopher had forged his parents' signatures on bank loan documents and borrowed $31,000 without their permission. They also found evidence that Peter and Joan Porco knew about the forgery.
Chris, I want you to know that if you abuse my credit again, I will be forced to file forgery affidavits in order to disclaim liability.
Christopher was not only spending huge sums of money on luxury items like his Jeep, but
Resources.
he was also failing his college courses.
Failing grades. Oh man, he's failing. Not making grades. That happens.
And he had to do something to try to salvage it.
Prosecutors believe Christopher was
Start taking some notes, Stoneheart.
cut off his father.
This could happen to you guys.
Christopher chose to murder his parents for their life insurance money. Surveillance video shows Christopher left his college campus around 10:30. He removed the Easy Pass tag from his car because he knew this would leave a trail of his movements. So he paid cash for the tolls and left his DNA.
Oh crap, I gotta fix that.
He entered his
No.
parents' home a little after 2 a.m. and
That's how it all starts. They're laughing and
with a code known only to family members. Prosecutors say Christopher used an axe to attack his parents.
yeah. Ah!
His father 16 times and his mother 3 times and left them both for dead. Christopher smashed the security system panel, thinking this would destroy the evidence that he used the master code. But that information was stored elsewhere. He cut the phone lines into the house at 4:59, then drove back to the campus in full view of the cameras at 8:30 a.m.
Like nothing even happened.
Perhaps the most unsettling aspect of the case was that Peter Porco regained consciousness and walked through the house after the attack, even going outside the morning paper before he died in the foyer. There still remain unanswered questions.
I think one of the main questions that we just don't have the answer to is, where are the bloody clothes?
And why?
Unalive. All right, someone knows the rules on YouTube.
The attack, but had no recollection.
Yeah, I've seen this one. Yeah, he needed that money.
When you have a head injury, to lose memory in time surrounding the event.
A year after the attack, Christopher Porco went on trial for the murder of his father and the attempted murder of his mother. With her face surgically repaired, Joan Porco stood by her son during the entire trial, steadfastly maintaining his innocence.
It was going to take a lot to convince a jury, ultimately, that the kid in front of them could have taken an axe to his parents.
But the evidence was simply overwhelming. The jury found Christopher Porco
Yeah.
and he was sentenced to a minimum of 50 years in prison.
We really wanted to find something that made him innocent, and that we could say that no, the prosecution's evidence just doesn't add up, it doesn't match up. He didn't do this to his parents, thank God, but we didn't find that. That's not how we found our verdict.
To this day, his mother believes he's innocent.
I spoke with her immediately after that verdict. She was stunned, shocked, and that's all she really had to say at that point. She hasn't really spoken with anyone since.
I've never seen a case like this before this, and I hope to never see a case like this after this.
In 2012, Christopher appealed the U.S. Supreme Court. He is eligible for parole in 2052. He's got about what, 25 years? He'll be a free man in 25.
They found a female face down, didn't appear to have any signs of life.
She would be a natural target because she usually have significant.
He'll be a free man in a few years.
Evidence points to one man.
Looks like Rambo, acts like Rambo, and dresses like Rambo. It may be Rambo.
Until one tiny clue turns the case around.
Hey, his mother's still alive. If he could still be in the will.
Chilly March evening, when Virginia Russell was driving home
Good. I mean, she's standing by him, so he might.
had been dating for 3 years and were talking about getting married.
You know, when his mom passed, I'm sure there's an estate.
She was thrown from the car. The car flipped like 8 times, and they were both ejected from the car.
When an ambulance arrived, they pronounced Rodney Hartman dead at the scene. Virginia was rushed to the hospital. For 48 hours, Virginia hovered between life and death, but she survived. Toxicology tests showed Virginia had a blood alcohol level of 0.16, almost twice the legal limit.
They had charged her with the felony DUI.
Virginia was convicted
Hey,
and sentenced to 6
you know, things
years
happen when you have kids, you know.
vehicular homicide.
It was hard enough that she had lost somebody in her life, and then to be doing time for it and be taken away from her family again. I mean, it was a very difficult time for Virginia.
When Virginia was released from prison, she
Oh, Virginia.
found work cleaning houses.
Cleaning out houses.
One evening, while spending time with her family, Virginia got a message on her pager at 8:54 p.m.
See the deal? See?
We asked her where she was going, and she tells us that
Yeah. Well, I think it's 30.
we said our goodbyes and hugged her.
It's above freezing today, I believe.
And she told us as well. And it was the last time.
Early the next morning, a man walking his dog found a woman's body near an athletic field in
Yeah, it's 30 degrees right now.
The victim had been shot 3 times, execution style, in the head. 2 shell casings were found nearby. Fingerprints identified the victim as Virginia Russell.
Pretty shocking. Absolutely. She hadn't been out 2 months when this incident happened.
She was missing her right shoe. There was no dirt or debris on her foot, but her stockings were ripped, and she had scrapes on her knees. The missing shell casing indicated Virginia may have been shot once in another location, and then dragged to where she was shot 2 more times.
There's obviously more to this homicide than just this one particular location.
It's supposed to snow tonight.
Police found 2 empty beer bottles 20 feet from Virginia's body. No one was sure if they were connected to the murder. They also found a single hair on Virginia's body.
As we do at all crime scenes, we collected everything that we could possibly collect.
There was no sign of sexual assault, but 2 purses were found near the body.
That's right, we can't do that, but we can go up here and try that. As long as she didn't send it out for him to sign.
A background check stunned Virginia's family.
Awesome.
Her real profession wasn't cleaning houses. She was a call girl.
Knew it.
It was a total shock. But then again, I guess Virginia had to do what she needed to do because it was very difficult for her to find work because of her background.
As the family coped with the tragedy, investigators were forced to deal with a problem of their own. Virginia's profession meant
Hooking.
a large list of potential suspects.
My real passion is finding dead men walking. Narrative is important, so you might as well control it.
Real strength isn't pushing through pain, it's treating it. When there's no pain, there's more gain. Advil Lipigel's target pain caused by inflammation for fast, strong relief. Advil, that's real strength.
After my fall, when I was recovering, my doctor recommended Boost. Today, I'm back out on the ranch, working and riding again. A real comeback deserves a real boost.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, our students know that every new skill they learn is a new opportunity to move their career forward. That's why we offer an affordable, skills-based education that helps working adults adapt to the growing demands of today's job market. Whether you're building on your abilities in communication, critical thinking, or leadership, UMGC helps you advance your knowledge and career so you can succeed again. No application fee if you apply by February 11th at umgc.edu.
Are you worried the IRS might come after you? It's not just a money issue, it's a life issue. Back taxes can wreck finances, destroy credit, and leave you stuck in constant stress. Dr. Phil here, and I've got news for you. Millions of Americans are behind on taxes, and many settle for far less than they owe. If you owe more than $10,000 or have unfiled returns, Protection Tax can help. Stop fighting alone. They're tax experts and licensed.
All right, man. Have a good day. Thanks for joining the party for a second. Sorry, I'm in the middle of work too. That's why I was kind of quiet.
No matter how serious your issue is, they've saved their clients millions.
Appreciate you stopping by.
Well, don't wait. Now is the time to take action. Call Protection Tax for a free confidential consultation. Take the first step and take your life back.
My name is Sherry. We are at Lex Bites, based out of Lincoln Heights, LA. We chose Spectrum for our internet affordability, and just great customer service. I'm a happy customer. A typical day in Lex Bites is extremely busy. We have phones, we have tablets that connect the kitchen to the driver.
Yeah, it's gonna be way too much like his.
Keep your business free fiber-powered internet forever. Call to find out how.
The Chevy Equinox EV is more than an SUV. It's your big screen, your hidden gem, and can do it all in one full charge. It's more than an SUV. It's your Equinox EV.
Right now, current competitive owners and lessees who purchase can get $10,000 in total cash allowance on this 2026 Chevy Equinox EV. That's 20% below MSRP.
Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Investigators found Virginia Russell's car in an abandoned
We'll do this
miles
one.
from the location of her body. There was a single shell casing inside.
Obviously, she was initially shot in the vehicle. You could see the blood spatter that went throughout the car consistently. Shot in the head.
We'll use that one
On
actually.
the passenger floorboard, spattered with blood, was a potential clue.
We found a 6-pack of Michelob beer that the carton was still there, but it had one bottle, full bottle, still left in the carton.
This was the same brand of beer as the 2 beer bottles found near Virginia's body. Blood inside.
It's like we
the
figured
door.
this out.
Virginia had been dragged from the car. Her missing shoe was on the driver's side floorboard. In a search for Virginia's killer, investigators wanted to know who had paged her on the night of her death. The call was traced to this apartment, rented by 27-year-old Justin Bullard, who owned an aquarium cleaning business. Justin Bullard denied any involvement in the murder and said he never met Virginia. He had no criminal history.
Mr. Bullett's alibi was he was at home alone. And the problem with that was him being home alone and no one else to corroborate him being there at the time.
With a search warrant, investigators found a wealth of evidence inside his apartment.
We found in his apartment a .380 caliber pistol.
The pistol registered to Justin Bullard was apparently the same caliber as the gun used in Virginia's murder. And investigators found something else.
There are several pages ripped out of the phone book, and each of those pages relate to escort services.
Escort services. Ooh.
On a pair of Bullard's boots, analysts noticed some slight discoloration. The boots were examined under a microscope. They were stained with what appeared to be high-impact blood spatter.
High impact spatter might be invisible. If the surface that it's deposited on is absorbent or dark in color, it's very likely that it will be very difficult to simply visualize it.
Did the young boy come home yet?
Tests on the bloody boots tied them to Virginia's murder.
The swabs were subjected to PCR testing, and the results came back consistent with the victim.
Whoever was wearing those boots was probably in contact with the victim at the time she was murdered.
Let's see if we can't crash this thing.
Next, investigators tested
Is that how we do it? Yes.
Part of it was
Makarov semi-automatic pistol, chambered to fire
No.
auto caliber ammunition.
Shell casings
No,
from
there
bombs,
we go. That's what we're looking
casings from a
for.
test firing of the gun were examined with a comparison microscope. Viewed side by side, the shell casings left no doubt. The murder weapon was Justin Bullard's gun.
The boots were Mr. Bullard's. The gun was Mr. Bullard's. The last phone call from the victim was to Mr. Bullard's.
What day was that?
But despite the overwhelming evidence, Bullard not only denied he was the killer, he came up with the incredible tale that someone must have stolen all his things, committed the crime, then returned them.
There, I'm looking right at it.
After my accident, I couldn't quite do things like I used to. And my daughter introduced Bruce to me. I loved the support, and when I got into martial arts, we got in it together. A real fight deserves a real boost.
Advil liquid gels are faster and stronger than Tylenol rapid release gels. Also from Advil, Advil Targeted Relief, the only topical with 4 powerful pain-fighting ingredients that start working on contact and lasts up to 8 hours.
Lunch is on me today.
Awesome. Why?
I have some extra cash right now. I started using Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, are you saying you get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash.
Right? You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back?
It's like free money. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Use this promo code and get an extra 25 cents a gallon cash bonus on your first tank.
Thanks.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now.
It must not be home yet.
Here, $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download.
Here we go.
The free app that gives you
That's
cash
what
back
we're
every
looking
time you
for.
get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just for buying the gas you're already buying. Download the free Upside app now. Earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code AWAY25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank.
Did you download the Upside app yet?
Yes, of course. I'm not passing up free money. I'm earning real cash back now every time I get gas.
Just download the free Upside app and use promo code AWAY25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. If you drive, you need Upside. Earn cash back on every gallon of gas you buy. Plus, you can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. So, whether you're driving around town a couple times a week or driving hundreds of miles every day, Upside is for you. Don't wait. Some Upside users are making as much as $200 to $300. Download the free Upside app and use promo code AWAY25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code AWAY25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
This is the true story of Alex. Recently promoted, he was earning more, but investing for the future.
Fudge. I gotta go back in there. Oh, I gotta go back
Alex
in there.
invested his savings into 3 accounts. One for now, one for later, and of course, his retirement. A plan in motion put the future in focus. The wedding, the barndominium, kids, maybe kids. The point here, Alex has more than big goals for his future. He's got a plan to get there.
An unexpected shift is coming to Tournament of Champions. For the first time, 4 icons step in. Enter the arena. This is where legends are made.
Season premiere, Tournament of Champions, Sunday, March 1st at 8.
Welcome to March. Let's dance.
There they are.
In Virginia Russell's murder was Justin Bullard. Inside Bullard's apartment, investigators found all the evidence they needed for a conviction. Virginia's blood was found on Bullard's boots.
That little boy, he ain't home yet.
Was the murder weapon. Names and phone numbers of escort services were near his telephone. And Virginia Russell was paged from Bullard's phone just hours before her murder.
looks like Rambo, acts like Rambo, and dresses like Rambo, it may be Rambo.
Bullard claimed a roommate might have committed this crime with items taken from his apartment. Bullard said he had allowed a friend to live with him temporarily because the electricity in his friend's apartment had been turned off due to lack of payment. As preposterous as this seemed, it took on more significance when prosecutor Knox McMahon learned of a similar crime that happened 3 days before Virginia's death. A call girl went to an apartment to meet a client. She said there were no lights on in the apartment, only candles.
Trying to save on electricity. What's the big deal?
Identify himself, but asked her to undress.
For success.
Without warning, he pulled a knife and demanded money.
He then tells her to run and don't look back. She's only partially clothed.
The apartment was leased to a known drug addict, Roy Beck. But was he the perpetrator? The victim was shown a photo.
Leave again? Where's he leaving to? 8 o'clock at night? 9 o'clock at night? Where's he going? This. Oh man, oh man.
Coincidentally, Roy Beck
Oh man, oh man.
was living with him at the time of Virginia Russell's murder. That meant 2 suspects were staying in the apartment that was the source of all the evidence in Virginia Russell's murder. There was no root on the hair found on Virginia's body, so scientists couldn't perform genetic DNA testing. All analysts could say was that visually it looked more similar to Beck's hair than Bullard's. But inside Roy Beck's apartment, the one with no electricity that the call girl visited, police found a potential clue.
We found 3 bottles of Michelob beer.
So now you have 2 Michelob Light beers at the body scene, 1 unopened and a carton in Virginia Russell's car.
Transportation.
3 at Beck's unpowered apartment.
Scientists swabbed the beer bottles from the murder scene, looking for a possible connection.
He's got school in the morning.
They didn't find enough saliva or skin cells to generate a DNA profile.
Testing for saliva at that time on the mouth of a beer bottle wasn't as commonly done as it is today.
The bottles were then subjected to superglue fuming. These fumes will adhere to finger oils and often produce quality prints.
Glass is a very smooth surface, and the residue that builds up on the ridges and the fingers and in the palms of the hands easily will transfer from the surface of the hand onto the glass surface, and that glass surface will hold.
After 15 minutes in the fuming chamber, 1 partial palm print emerged on one of the bottles found near Virginia's body. This partial print didn't match Virginia Russell, Justin Bullard, or Roy Beck.
Who the hell was it then?
I don't have much. Of course I do. I'm really quite drunk.
This always happens to me. Oh, you're not the only one who gets stuck in debt. The average new credit card has a 24% APR. Most of the money you're actually paying goes towards interest. But don't panic. You can pay down those cards with a SoFi personal loan.
Even for unexpected expenses?
Exactly. You'll get a fixed rate that's way lower than your credit card, which means you're on your way up. Consolidate high-interest credit card debt with a SoFi personal loan. SoFi. Get your money right.
Oh, you probably know these TD moves. Touchdown. But guess what? There's another TD, tardive dyskinesia. It causes uncontrollable movements, ankle rolling, hand and arm twitching, constant blinking. Tardive dyskinesia is caused by certain prescription mental health medications. It's true. So talk to your doctor and visit theothertd.com to learn about TD and treatment options that can help.
Arthritis causes pain in your joints. Unlike pills, Voltaren gel is applied to the site of pain, penetrating deep through the skin to the joint, reducing intense pain and inflammation so you can move more freely. Voltaren, clinically proven, long-lasting, lasts decades.
Tina used to worry about bad breath. Now,
Swishy time.
she uses TheraBreath mouthwash with 12 hours of fresh breath.
And it's not burning, unlike our outfit, which is fire.
Try TheraBreath mouthwash.
It's a better mouthwash.
Inflammation is at the root cause of many health challenges. Pectisol was developed by a doctor and is recommended by thousands of health providers, helping keep inflammation levels in balance so you can feel like yourself.
That's the
again.
problem.
I recommend
we, we,
to my patients and my family. It helps manage inflammation and promotes healthy aging.
Order now and receive 20% off, plus a free gift when you use promo code MCP20 at Pectisol.com. At University of Maryland Global Campus, our students know that every new skill they learn helps move their career forward. That's why we offer an affordable, skills-based education so you can build on your abilities in communication and leadership. Learn more at umgc.edu.
Your ED could be in your head, but for too long, outdated ED meds have been obsessed with your plumbing, giving new thought to the spark that starts in your brain way before anything even twitches. That's why we made Rougiette Ready, the first ED med that works on both brain and body, with sildenafil and tadalafil to help optimize your body's natural response, and apomorphine to complement that reaction in your brain. So don't just get a reaction, get ready.
During my recovery, the only thing I could think about was getting back to playing. Bruce gave me back on the stage. The music is life. A real comeback deserves a real boost.
The forensic evidence from Virginia Russell's murder pointed to Justin Bullard. The gun, the bloody shoes, the telephone calls to the escort service from his apartment. But Bullard had no criminal record and no apparent motive. Some of the circumstantial evidence pointed to his
he just liked hookers.
The beer bottles in his apartment
He doesn't.
the same brand as those found next to Virginia Russell's body. And a background check revealed Beck was addicted to crack cocaine.
He was a drug addict. Obviously, to feed that dragon, you gotta have a lot of cash.
Prosecutor Knox McMahon thought the beer bottles at Beck's apartment and those found at the crime scene were too much of a coincidence. So he decided to take a second look.
If you look at those beer bottles, there is a born-on date and there is a code under the born-on date.
The date was October 22nd, 1996, followed by the letters WF.
W is the geographic location, in this case, Williamsburg, Virginia. Within Williamsburg, Virginia, there are multiple lines within the plant, and F designates which line the bottling took place on.
Hey, how's it going?
The key piece of information was the final part of the label, the number 58. At the time, the Williamsburg brewery produced 600 cases of beer every 15 minutes, and each of these 15-minute periods was given a number.
58 meant the 58th 15-minute period of a 24-hour day, which was 2:15.
Yes, it is.
But how many bottles were filled in one 15-minute period?
Those drunks.
With over 1 million beers bottled at that brewery every day, only 1% were bottled in any 15-minute period. So only 14,000 bottles would have the same code. So what would be the chances that Roy Beck would have 3 bottles of beer in his apartment with the same code as the bottle found inside Virginia Russell's car and
50-50.
2 next to Virginia's body?
The probability of that happening is incredibly small. You would have to have all the people involved at the same location at the same time buying the same beer.
The odds of the beer bottles coming from different six-packs were more than 1 in 32 million.
These 6 beers came from the same 6-pack.
Roy Beck was arrested and charged with Virginia Russell's murder. Prosecutor Investigators say Beck, desperate for money, called the escort service to arrange for an outcall, which means the girl would go to the customer's home. The first time he called the escort service, he asked that the girl meet him in his own apartment. When she arrived, Beck robbed her of a couple of $100 at knife point, then let her go. Without power, Beck moved in temporarily with Justin Bullard. And when he needed more money for drugs, called the escort service again, this time from Bullard's phone, and set up the meeting with Virginia Russell. He took Bullard's boots and gun and the beer from his own apartment. When Virginia arrived, Beck got into her car.
It's real smooth like.
And they went to a deserted location. Each drank a beer and threw the empty bottles out the window.
Yes.
Prosecutors think Beck was acquainted with Virginia from a previous meeting and decided to kill her so she wouldn't identify him. Blood spattered on the remaining beer bottle and on the boots Beck had stolen from Bullard. Beck dragged Virginia's body onto the road, then shot her 2 more times. He stole all the money from her purses, then drove Virginia's car 2 miles away, where he abandoned it. Beck later returned Bullard's blood-spattered boots and gun to Bullard's apartment without him knowing it, setting him up for the crime. But Beck didn't know that the 3 bottles of beer left in his apartment would tie him to the bottles at the murder site and the one
guilty.
It was very significant, this investigation. It was the one thing that could really put
At his trial, Roy Beck insisted Justin Bullard was the killer, but the science showed otherwise. Roy Beck was convicted of first-degree murder.
Winter storm coming, everybody. Oh, alerts. Oh, man.
Investigators described this
Get scared. Get scared.
cases. 2 suspects, each connected to the crime by the same evidence, until something as seemingly insignificant as the label on a beer bottle showed who was lying and who was telling the truth.
That's what sank just those bottles of beer. I guess he didn't have that in his plan.
the beer bottles themselves ended up being one of the more telling aspects of the case, and it's very unusual to be able to help solve a crime by the use of beer bottles and the date they were made. It's very unusual.
That's just the type of circumstantial evidence that you just don't get every day, that you just don't see every day, that people can look at it and see it, touch it, and relate to it.
Up next, an explosion rips through an Illinois church.
In getting there. So
The debris field was huge. 2 teenagers implicate one another. Dungeons and Dragons looks like the cause.
Dungeons and Dragons.
But a thin blue wire tells a different story.
A thin blue line.
Oakwood, Illinois.
Oh, cool.
Is a quiet, small town of less than 1,000 residents and little, if any, violent crime. At the Oakwood Methodist Church, as volunteers prepared for their Christmas celebration, church member Brian Plower walked outside where something caught his attention.
some of us thought that maybe a vehicle had driven into the church.
We got there right
They
after
blew the church up.
did, and their first reaction was that it was a gas explosion.
46-year-old Brian Plower was killed instantly. He left behind a wife and 3 children.
Very charismatic, gregarious, Brian never met anybody he didn't like.
Bill Adams, his daughter, walked out just moments before the explosion.
It is by pure chance that it could have been my daughter. You know, I've often thought that Brian took what could have happened to my daughter.
Agents from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives were called in to investigate.
We found metal fragmentation. We found pieces of pipe nipple. We picked up any pieces of wire. We found batteries. We did find some 9-volt batteries. We picked up everything.
This clearly eliminated a gas line explosion. These were the ingredients of a pipe bomb, a homemade device in which gunpowder is packed into a steel pipe closed with metal end caps. In this case, fragments of red painted end caps were found in the rubble, along with 30-gauge blue insulated silver-coated copper wire.
This was not very common wire. It could be a particular signature of the bomber.
A signature is something unusual or unique left by the bomber, often without knowing it.
We actually found a piece of green plastic that had a label on it that said Igloo Legend 12, which is a cooler.
This meant the pipe bomb was inside the cooler, activated with a tripwire. Investigators did not believe that the victim was the intended target.
It was very apparent to us that this was very random. There was nothing in Mr. Flower's background to indicate him being the target of a crime.
After some digging, investigators learned two important pieces of information.
No.
First, the only store within
Oh, the Omega Supreme? Yes. Yes. Yes, that is. Sorry. Sorry, I read that wrong. Sorry.
was the local Radio Shack electronics store.
Since only one merchandiser sold that wire, if they kept records of their transactions, that could prove helpful in getting a lead.
And there was only one store that sold the Igloo brand Legend 12 cooler.
We found out that that color scheme was only sold at Walmart. So that narrowed our focus then on where that cooler could have been purchased.
Then, investigators got an anonymous tip that two students at Oakwood High School might have been involved.
One of them had a past criminal history, with one of the offenses being arson.
One of the subjects had been seen in possession of a notebook that had handwritten on the front of it bomb recipes.
The teenagers, 18-year-old Jimmy Morris and 16-year-old Phil Ryan, had no alibis for the time of the bombing.
At first, they said that they were driving past the scene when the explosion happened. Then they said that they were there within moments and saw Brian Flower in the moments just before the explosion.
From a photo
Perfect.
lineup, employees at the local Radio Shack store identified Jimmy Morris as having been in their store, but couldn't recall what he purchased.
Everything that the investigation showed about the teenagers indicated that they could be involved in this.
Still, well, I can't remember if you were in which one you were in, but this is the second one. It's my second one.
A fantasy-oriented game played by more than 20 million people worldwide. It allows participants to assume imaginary, often violent identities.
There had been, across the country, instances where the role-playing within the game of Dungeons and Dragons had turned violent in real life.
Both teenagers denied.
Yes, the earlier one.
And were given polygraphs.
The polygraph indicated that they were giving some deceptive answers when questioned about bombs, bomb making.
Eventually, they each implicated.
They blew it up.
Both subjects stated that they saw the other subject in possession of a green cooler.
Blew it all to hell.
Like investigators had solved the case until there was another bombing just 5 miles away.
Having one of those busy days, living the dream.
I could use this at a
Antoinette. Touchdown! You probably know these TD moves. But guess what? There's another TD, tardive dyskinesia. It causes uncontrollable movements, finger tapping, mouth and tongue movements, ankle rolling. Tardive dyskinesia is caused by certain prescription mental health medications.
Those crazies.
Talk to your doctor and visit theothertd.com to learn about TD and treatment options that can help.
After my fall,
No.
my doctor recommended Boost. Today, I'm back out on the ranch working and riding again. A real comeback deserves a real boost.
The itch and rash of moderate to severe eczema disrupts my skin. Despite treatment, it's still not under control. Now I have Rinvoq, a once-daily pill that reduces the itch and helps clear the rash of eczema fast. Some felt significant itch relief as early as 2 days, and some achieved dramatic skin clearance as early as 2 weeks. Many saw clear or almost clear skin.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin, serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occur. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events: infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Disrupt the itch and rash of eczema. See a head-to-head study of Rinvoq versus another treatment at rinvoq.com/see the data. Talk to your dermatologist if you're not doing well on your current pill or injection to see if Rinvoq is right for you.
This is Alex. Alex needed help investing his savings. With his advisor Dennis, he opened 3 accounts. One for now, one for later, and of course, his retirement. More than big goals for his future, Alex has got a plan to get there.
Big Alex, you got it.
T-Mobile phone internet only being $35 a month.
We need to take your mind off of this. Come check out my new man cave.
Oh, cool.
T-Mobile's got home internet, just $35 a month and guaranteed for 5 years.
Great pair of lungs. Shame about your swollen gums. You need parodontax, clinically proven to help reverse all signs of early gum disease. The gum experts.
An unexpected shift is coming to Tournament of Champions. For the first time, 4 icons step in. Enter the arena. This is where legends are made.
Season premiere, Tournament of Champions, Sunday, March 1st at 8.
The First Assembly of God Church in Danville, Illinois, was located 5 miles away from the location of the first bomb.
Blast injured 33 people, most of them teenagers.
Youth injured in the church bombing may never recover emotionally.
This second bombing was more powerful than the first.
When we first arrived on the scene, we were in shock. There was a hole in the west wall that was big enough to drive a truck through. It was unbelievable.
The explosion happened next to the pews where a church youth group was sitting. 33 people were injured.
They had
Forensic Files.
that had been embedded in their face, some in their ears. This
They
was
blew them all up.
just an explosion of such a powerful magnitude that debris rained down on them.
Just something that you don't see every day. It involved 2 churches. You don't see a lot of crime against churches.
The ATF looked everywhere for the explosive device.
Oh.
We found evidence on top of buildings, everywhere. It was just, the debris field was huge.
Eventually, ATF investigators found more than 20.
Hey, there she is, Kaylee Boo. What is going on? Thank you for smashing that like button. How are you doing?
This bomb was clearly larger and more.
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm working from home.
Which leaves you with 2 alternatives.
Got a live stream going while we're here. Working around my laptop.
2 separate people that made these devices.
To find out,
Go check out her channel.
the wire from the second
It's fire.
was this the same signature?
She's been on a roll with Resident Evil.
The first bomb, it was a overcoated
She stays up way past my bedtime.
with blue insulation.
LOL.
This 30 gauge is very small wire.
But was it the same one?
Appreciate you too, doll.
ATF examiner Greg Cleese examined
Oh, look at her.
extrusion marks made on the plastic insulation.
Was that yes, that was Ultra Magnus.
During the manufacturing process. This process makes the wire uniform size.
Those marks will be part of.
Got my work laptop. We're working around that.
It changes dramatically.
Lined up on a comparison microscope, there was no doubt. The wire from both bomb sites came from the same source.
In fact, that these were produced on the same forming die at the same plant.
They also discovered both bombs used the same glue and the same.
Oh yeah. All right, I'll get up. I'll show you. Oh God. Ugh. Got Cobra Island over there. Move this out of the way. See that?
They offered an explanation that they were doing this because they were playing this Dungeons and Dragons game.
It's Dungeons and Dragons. Look out! Out of control. Apparently.
I thought that was an incredibly stupid thing to do.
Then a witness came forward saying she'd seen a German guard near the church parking lot a few hours before the first bomb.
Got Tommy Brady up there. No one's replacing you yet, Tom. They choked it. They choked it. Sunday. Oh, let's not forget. He's a good. I like him a lot. But seriously, go over and give Kaylee Boo a subscribe and thumbs up. Watch some of her videos. It's amazing. Do it to Stoneheart too. Yeah.
See the event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events, infection, apnea, or something.
Yeah.
Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Do something different. Ask your doctor if switching to Rinvoq is right for you.
Hi, I'm Jay Jackson. For almost 20 years, Abacus Life has been purchasing life
All
insurance.
right, I gotta send an email.
And in just seconds, you can use the free calculator at abacuspace.com to learn what your policy
I don't think she's at. Who knows? What is?
Abacus was right for them and their estate plan.
Don't sell or lapse your policy without going to abacuspace.com first. There are no fees and no obligations. Get the real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus.
Your youth could be in your head, but for too long, outdated eating meds have been obsessed with your plumbing, giving no thought to the spark that starts in your brain way before anything even twitches. That's why we need Get Ready, the first eating med that works on both brain and body, with sildenafil and tadalafil to help optimize your body's natural response, and apomorphine to complement that reaction in your brain. So don't just get a reaction, get ready.
Swindle? Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's your big screen. Your hidden gem. And can do it all on one full charge. It's more than
I do too. Yeah.
Right now, current competitive owners and lessees who purchase can get $10,000 in total cash allowance on this 2026 Chevy Equinox EV that's 20% below MSRP.
Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
This is my dad, and we like to play music together and go out to eat afterwards.
She never lets me eat what I like.
Well, I'm just trying to take care of you. And as your memory becomes a bit of an issue, I just want to make sure you get the best senior care.
Maybe I'll forget to get old.
Okay, very funny.
No, no.
Place for mom. They provide free, dedicated senior living guidance so that we can find the best senior care available in our area.
This calls for a celebration.
Okay, but nothing greasy.
French fries are vegetables.
After 2 high school students were eliminated as suspects, the ATF continued to search for leads. They suspected that the blue copper wire was purchased at the local Radio Shack store. Unfortunately, most customers who bought this wire paid cash, so this was a dead end.
Fun fact for Transformers and Radio Shack, they had Mr. Galaxy or Galactic or whatever. That was just a repaint of Soundwave. He was silver, not purple.
We were unable to associate that cooler with anyone that could be considered a person of interest.
All of the other bomb components were common and could have been purchased anywhere, but investigators needed to find the bomber before he could strike again, since his devices were getting more sophisticated.
We did feel that this was an escalation. It was a bigger device. It happened when more people were present.
Then a tipster came where this second bombing took place.
The member of the church came up and said, I don't know if this means much, but there was this gentleman by the name of Mr. White that I know, and that he had actually attended this church approximately 5 to 6 years prior, and had ceased actually getting into the church as a member, and had been turned down.
40-year-old Richard White lived just 12 miles
All right, I gotta end the stream here.
mother and his teenage daughter.
We were told by a lot of the neighbors that Richard Dean White was somebody that you didn't want to mess with.
No, you don't.
Background check revealed a troubled past. White was a high school dropout and spent time in the U.S. Army, but was discharged after only 6 weeks. Later, he spent time in 4 different psychiatric hospitals where he was diagnosed as a paranoid schizophrenic.
Oh, jeez, he is trouble.
There was demons underneath the floor of the bathroom, and he cut the bathroom floor out and get the demons out of there.
I bet.
Eventually,
It's not funny. It's not funny. I shouldn't laugh.
his marriage ended after just 6 months, and he was laid off from his job in 1987.
He wasn't able to retain friends or any relationships.
Poor bastard.
He really was forced to move back home with his mother.
White's psychiatric problems may have been the reason why the Danville Church rejected his application for membership.
No, Jesus.
Between the board, and because of some of the things that happened that was contributing.
All right, you guys have a good one. I'll talk to you soon.